Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a really beautiful idea from ancient Indian philosophy, but trust me, it's got everything to do with our modern lives. We're talking about Yajna, the philosophy of selfless action. So, let me just start by asking you something. Think about everything you do in a day, your job, your chores, all your responsibilities. Do those actions make you feel free? Or do they feel like they're just tying you up in more and more knots? It's a heavy question, I know, but the answer is super revealing. To figure out how to get free, we first have to understand the trap itself. So in this first part, we're going to look at what our source material calls the karma trap. Now, the ideas we're unpacking today, they come from this wonderful spiritual digest. It's basically breaking down a core teaching from one of the most important scriptures out there, the Bhagavad Gita. So what exactly is this karma trap? Well, the Gita has a name for it, motivated karma. And it's basically any action you take because you're expecting something back. You know the drill. If I work extra hard, I'll surely get that promotion. Or if I do this favor for them, they'll owe me big time. It's all action with a hidden agenda, isn't it? And according to this philosophy, every single time we act with that kind of expectation, we're forging another link in a chain. The text uses this really powerful image. It says this kind of karma binds you to the wheel of birth and death. It's like being on a cosmic hamster wheel, a nonstop cycle of cause and effect that you just can't get off of. And right here, this lays out the two choices we all have so clearly. On one side, you've got motivated karma, which is described as a fetter, a chain that ties you down. And on the other side, you have yajna, or selfless karma. That's the key to liberation. One path traps you, the other one, it sets you completely free. Okay, so if motivated action is the trap, then what's the escape plan? Well, it's this incredibly profound concept called yajna, the path of selfless action. So what is yajna, really? Well, at its heart, it's any action you perform without that little voice in your head asking, so what's in it for me? No personal gain, no reward, no credit. You're just doing the action for the sake of the action itself. And this is the part I really love. This isn't about gritting your teeth and forcing yourself to be selfless. The source says it's a spontaneous action that flows from a bounteous heart. Imagine a heart that's just so full, so abundant, that it can't help but give and act without ever needing to do the math on what it gets back. This naturally brings us to the word sacrifice, which is often tied to yajna. But its meaning here is probably not what you think, and really getting this is key to the whole philosophy. Exactly, right? When we hear the word sacrifice, our mind immediately goes to loss, to giving something up that we want, maybe something that's even painful to let go of. But is that what's really happening here? Just listen to this line from the source. It's so beautiful. It seems a sacrifice, but it is actually the pouring forth of the person that ennobles man. So you see, it's not about losing a piece of yourself. It's about expressing the fullness of who you are. It's an act that actually makes you more, not less. And that really is the whole idea in a nutshell. Yajna is not an act of loss. It's a spontaneous offering, an expression of your own inner abundance. It's an action that literally elevates your character. It ennobles you. Okay, this all sounds amazing in theory, but the big question is, how do we actually bring this into our crazy, busy, modern lives? Well, this last section is all about that. Action without attachment. So let's just quickly remember the central problem our source pointed out. Nearly every single thing we do, big or small, creates these bonds, these consequences, except for one very special kind of action. So how do we do it? You can actually think about it like a three-step process. First, just identify the work that's in front of you, whatever it is. Second, and yeah, this is the hard part, you have to consciously let go of any attachment to the results. Forget about the praise, the money, the thank yous. And finally, step 3, perform that action simply for its own sake, as an offering, for the sake of yajna alone. And let's end with these powerful words from the Bhagavad Gita that this whole teaching is based on. The world is bound by actions other than those performed for the sake of yajna. Therefore, earnestly perform action for yajna alone, free from attachment. Which really, it just leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? What is one action you can perform today, just for its own sake,